We're taking Tina Belcher and doing 6 art challenges today, and some of them are real messy. Let's check it out. That's right, we're doing 6 art challenges with Tina Belcher today, and we start with From Memory. Now, I thought my memory was pretty good when it came to this character, but it turns out there are big parts of this character that I definitely get wrong. See if you can figure out which ones. For now though, the sketch is getting underway. We will nudge and shift this and change this a bit as time goes on. You know, big horn-rimmed glasses, black hair, beret, blue shirt and skirt. It's a Tina Belcher, right? But, you know, it's the details that I don't feel like I get right. Speaking of not getting things right, my name is Patrick. I'm an artist. I like to draw pictures here on the internet and have a good time doing it. I think art is something that you should have fun with and not worry too much about. And that's why I draw silly pictures here on the internet. Because you know what? Art's about joy. And if you like that, if you like joy, if you like having fun with art, you should check out the channel. Lots of videos on here all about having fun with art, doing challenges and doing stuff. And if you have ideas for future videos, let me know. For now, we're getting back to our Tina here. You can see I'm sort of playing around with the legs and the arms and the sizes and stuff, and I'm not really sure what I really want this to end up looking like. I feel like I've gotten everything right, but everything's still wrong at this point, and I just don't know what exactly I am missing out on. So you can see me here, I'm just nudging stuff around, trying to find things, and eventually just giving in, saying this is it. This is what we've done. Can't think of how to make it any more Tina Belcher, and so yeah, you can see that getting underway. I love the show Bob's Burgers. I'm a bit behind on a couple of the seasons, but I've watched it from the day it came out, and I like the charm of the characters. I like the love that the family has for each other, and I really like the characters and their own unique different kinds of growth. For being a show where, you know, nothing ever changes, it's interesting to watch the characters sort of grow and adapt ever so slightly as episodes go on. And again, I think the family is sweet and nice and cool to each other, the kind of family you want to see. I remember back in the day, people used to criticize The Simpsons for being like the all-American family and sort of all hating each other, which isn't exactly true, but that was the perception. But the Belchers love each other, and I think they're just wonderful. We're doing some final adjustments, but here's our Tina. Up next, we have the opposite hand challenge. I am left-handed, so I take my right hand, use my pen on my iPad, and get going. So you can see here, it's just not as tight in the end. I could do a sketch, but I feel like the sketch would just kind of be a waste because it's hard enough to do the sketch on the glass with my regular hand. And you can see here, we just sort of have a much sort of wibbly-wobbly version of Tina Belcher. That's fine. You know, it's one of the reasons why this art challenge is so much fun. It's because we get a chance to not take our art too seriously, right? I'm using the wrong hand. How could it be serious? Tina's such an interesting character in the show. Sort of unending good in her heart and perfectly portraying that young teen trying to figure out their place in the world. And of course, they have their weak arm. Well, still pretty small arm. Oh well. But yeah, I think they're a really fun character, a really great big sister, and super interesting to watch on screen as well. And yeah, I really like Tina Belcher. Here's my Tina Belcher with the opposite hand. I'm going to get in here with our color in just a second and check out the final review. And now it's time for the closed eye challenge. I can't see when I drew this, and so there's some real speculation as to where my pen should go. Once again, drawing a face without being able to look at it causes real problems, because once you get that initial head in there, you've got to decide, do I go up and land the hair where I think it should go, or do I go down and land the body where it should go? I get both wrong, essentially. But, you know, it's Tina-esque. A very Picasso Tina, sort of pieces floating every which way, and I think it works out. We are just about finished, I think, our Tina here. We need to get an arm in, which I think lands super high on the face. There's that sleeve. coming out of their body. And boom, I think that's our Tina Belcher with our eyes closed. Up next, we got the 1 minute challenge, which means it's time to be Speedy Gonzalez. Get ourselves in here and get this going. You can see here, really, we're just trying to get the shapes in fast and loose. We've had some practice drawing this character. We have a bit of a sense of what we think they look like. Again, we're still just going off the original from memory version, so it's never going to be quite right, but we get close and close, and eventually we move to our with reference. We'll be able to see a beautiful version. For now, we're getting that 1 minute one in here, nice and fast. Get that head shape in, get that bread in. Barrette. It's not the person's name Brett, it's the item called a barrette. I'm very good at pronouncing things. That's why I do voiceovers for videos on the internet. Oh, we're getting that body shape in here. We're quickly running out of time, so you can see my pen is becoming infinitely looser in its shapes. And yeah, we even stopped making shapes for the body here at the bottom, because you know what? There's no time left. Let's check out our 1 minute Tina. Once we finish our 1 minute, it's time for us to go to drawing with my finger. Now, I use a pen on an iPad, and I can turn on the setting to use my finger instead, and so this is with finger. I decided to try a different brush pen for with finger this time, because the one I was using before was really not working, and I feel like it certainly helped. It has less stabilization and a little bit more flow, I think, which makes it work a little bit better. You can see here, though, that the lines are still quite loose and not quite coherent unto themselves. That is to say that, like, I don't close things very well, I don't start in the right places and end in the right places very often. And so Tina becomes a lot more of a rough image. You can see here that I'm getting pretty close to where I want to be with the face. It's time to get that body in there. So we get a little bit of a shoulder. Work on our torso. And there, we were kind of there. You can see in that hand that, like, I have to go really loose with my shapes because my fingers are a bit stubby, a bit chonky, and so it needs a little bit more freedom. That's okay. It still ends up being its own unique art style, and we can appreciate it for what it is, which is imperfect and messy and awkward, which is a little bit like me. I think we just got to get our socks and shoe distinctions here. We've got our Tina Belcher drawn with our finger with no pen. And finally, we've got our Tina Belcher with reference. This is always very exciting because I get to see all the things that I did wrong in my original drawing. And immediately I can see, like, this picture is infinitely more Tina than the other. First of all, the bottom of her hair. This one made me so mad that I missed this. The bottom of her hair is not a flat line, but in fact it has this sort of wavy style. And her barrette's on the wrong side. Barrette is on the wrong side. Ugh, so many things that I didn't get quite right on this. That makes me so sad. It just goes to show you how, like, cleverly designed characters like this are, because they are distinctly themselves with very specific things and reasons. And you can really see that when you start looking at the difference between what I remembered about Tina and the details of what made Tina Tina. Hey, this is a good time to remind you, I am also a comic book artist. I am publishing my own comic called Exofox Esquire, and the 3rd issue just came out. It's the first in a 5-part series of storytelling for the next little bit here. And I'm really excited. It's called Into Erratic Space, and it starts an adventure into an area of space called Erratic Space, where, you know, space is not quite normal due to some kind of accident. And yeah, we're going for money and for power and for glory. And if you want to check that out, it's available over my website, artbysutherland.com, and I'm really proud of it. And so I figured I'd mention it now. We're getting in here with our line art. I decided to go with a very fine tip pen for this because of the style of Bob's Burgers. They tend to run with a flat mono kind of line. Doesn't show a lot of variance, which is generally how you do it in animation, of course, because you don't want to sort sort of have line variance between frames when you're drawing a character over and over again. Not that I think they draw the characters that much anymore. I think there's a lot more 3D animation going on. Bob's Burgers, since the Bob Burgers movie, you can see the difference between the early seasons and what's coming out now, that there are shading techniques and there are layering techniques that definitely imply that they've been able to up their game with the movie budget and creation process, which now probably makes it easier and cheaper to make the actual show. So that's pretty awesome. We're getting some of our lines in here. We're getting the shoes in proper, as well as our socks to the right height. All the things that I regret about my original drawing being so wrong. But yeah, I think that's going to be our Tina Belcher with reference. So let's get in there with some color and see how she looks. And that's going to be it for our Tinas today. Which challenge do you think turned out the best? Was it the eyes closed one? No, probably not. I had a lot of fun drawing this. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you have any other characters you'd love to see me try this kind of challenge on, or more challenges in art you'd love to see me do, I'm happy to give it a shot. Drop them into the comments. Of course, make sure you subscribe and like and do all the things that tell Daddy YouTube exactly why I'm a good boy. And oh, geez. Yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I am just a small creator. I am just trying to have fun. And if you enjoyed this, that's all that really matters to me. So thank you so much. And of course, till next time, keep being awesome. Bye.